And I can't hold it much longer. Gonna let go so I can be free.
Good morning to you. It's the FT Live Postgame Show presented by Fox 1. 18 innings, that's all it takes, and you only get one win out of this, not two. Freddie Freeman again. Erik Kratz, AJ, we're awake with you. If you're watching this the next day or today, great. AJ, thoughts first. We'll go backwards on Freddie Freeman ending this. I think that, yes, good morning. I think that
easy, Jazz.
The Dodgers are pretty pleased with the Braves' decision to let Freddie end up in Los Angeles. He's been quite clutch for them.
I've never been happier than for my ex-teammate Fred Freeman than tonight or this morning or whatever the hell time it is. Thank you, Freddie. Another huge walk-off hit for you. The first guy ever to have 2 walk-off homers in World Series history. So way to go, Fred. Yeah, it's a good thing the Braves didn't keep you. Listen, this dude's always been clutch. Look at his numbers with the runners in scoring position his entire career. He's always been able to hit lefties, righties. It doesn't matter. And to go dead center in 60 degrees in Dodger Stadium is pretty awesome. So way to go, Fred.
Man, he's not even like – he has career 367 homers. He has 2 walk-offs in the World Series. Like, you just don't do that. Like, you don't – I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get how a team like the Braves, who's in the win-now situation, would allow him to walk. But the Dodgers said, thank you very much. Or, as everybody says, the big bad Dodgers. They just get everybody.
What a freaking game. And it could have gotten even crazier, too. Yamamoto was about to come into this game if it kept going on. So what were your thoughts as this was rolling in extras? Because the game through the normal time period was insane, AJ. There were tons of awesome plays, great defense, right? Timely hits. It started with Scherzer and Glasnow. It felt like a year ago. But what was going on in extras? I mean, you've been through long games like this. All of a sudden, the bullpens looked like they were the best in baseball, and they're not.
I'll tell you what happens. Everyone trying to hit homers like Kratz just showed. That's really it. Nobody. I guess the Dodgers did lay down the bunt with Miggy Rojas, and they had some chances. They had a leadoff double, didn't score. The defense was awesome. I mean, we forget the throw from Vlad, the throw from Edman, the 2 throws from Edman, actually. The homers from Shohei. This game had it all. In extra innings, guys, the biggest thing for me is, and they mentioned this in the broadcast, is everybody goes up there and wants to be the homer, the hero, and try to hit a homer instead of just take your single to right and get on base and move the line, take your walks. And I think guys get big. I think there was an at-bat, Max Muncy had 3-1 with first and second or second and third, and he went out of the strike zone, which you never see Max Muncy do. That's what happens when the pressure gets turned up. And listen, all the credit in the world to Will Klein, Eric Lauer, all these pitchers that came in. I mean, they went they didn't score since the 7th inning to the 18th inning. So almost 11 shutout innings. I mean, incredible job by both bullpens. They're gassed. The only thing I can say about the Dodgers is they won this game, so it gives you a little jolt. And they also didn't use their guys quite as much. I mean, a lot of a third for Kershaw, Bonda. I think Trinan only went a third. So it's a little bit different, but it only counts as one win, but they definitely have the momentum going tomorrow.
The other part, too, was, and it's nothing against, they're all big league players, but 4 of the 9 guys did not start that were in there during those innings. You have Tyler Heineman was in there after the pinch running. IKF came in after Bo Bichette came out of the game. Ty France was then pinch hit for by Davis Schneider, who was in there, who was pinch hitting, who came in for George Springer. So it was definitely a beleaguered lineup, but they just kept turning it over, and good for I know the Blue Jays didn't win this game, but
yeah, they had tons of opportunities.
Yes, they had tons, and
both sides.
I'm not saying out of it. Like, this game doesn't wear you down to the point where you're like, oh, I'm so exhausted. The Dodgers need to sweep the Blue Jays. They can't let the Blue Jays get back to Toronto. And I think the Blue Jays need to go, okay, you know what? We lost that one. I lost an extra inning game in 18 in LA. That was game 4 after we had won game 3. Then we went on and lost the day game, game 5. Like, you do understand that there's more games than just the next one, and there's more games than just the last one that you played. This one's tough, but you go back out there tomorrow and you're like, okay, we got to get Shohei.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I want to go there next. AJ, Shohei Ohtani pitching in game 4, but also his performance in game 3 is super video game like. He does a lot of things that people think are made up if you put it in a video game or a movie, right? If you had a movie and you're like, and here it is, an 18-inning game, and the guy goes 4 hits, all extra base hits. That's a record. It hadn't been done since 1906 in the World Series by Frank Isbell in White Sox history. 3 ribbies, 5 walks, intentional walks galore. I mean, it was just a ridiculous night. And obviously clutch hits earlier on in this game that kept the Dodgers in this, originally giving them the lead, and then the tying shot to go 5-5. And then John Schneider was just like, yeah, no thanks. We're done. You're a one-man show tonight, and we're not dealing with this. And it actually was the right call.
Yeah, it was. If he basically had 5 intentional walks. His first 4 at-bats, he had 2 homers and 2 doubles, and then his next 5 at-bats, I know they didn't intentionally walk him as last time. I don't know why they just didn't do it. They wasted 4 pitches from Lauer, I think it was, or Lauer Little. I don't know. Hell, I lost count. But, I mean, you should have just put him on and taken their chances. And poor Mookie. I mean, Mookie's up there just, man, they were intentionally walking him. At some point, you think Mookie come through. He never did. And he was facing lefties. I mean, he had all kinds of opportunities, and it didn't work out. And then Freddie came through in the 18th. But yeah, Shohei, this was an unbelievable game, and he's got to pitch tomorrow, which is the craziest part. He went on base 9 times in an 18-inning game, and now he's got to pitch tomorrow, and he's going to start, and they're going to need some length from him. So we'll see what happens. But what a game!
I just had to look it up. In 2018, I had 219 plate appearances. I walked 6 times. Shohei walked 5 times in a World Series game tonight.
Absurd. Yeah. Setting all kinds of records, obviously good at ball. And I think AJ, he found it. And when I say found it, you know, he had the big game, of course, in game 4 of the NLCS, but otherwise we didn't see the Shohei for most of the postseason that we're used to seeing, right? A top 3 hitter on the planet. He started going opposite field in this game. They were good on the broadcast and letting us know it had been like a month or so since he had gone oppo. That's a problem for the Blue Jays.
He just went oppo the other day. What do you mean a month or so? He went oppo in the 3-homer game he had. He had 1 oppo, so that doesn't make that's not true, Scott. You can't believe that. He did it in the LCS when he went oppo his 3rd home run. He went left center, so it only been like a week.
I thought so. They kept saying that against the Brewers.
He did it when he hit
one
the
of the
3
3
homers
oppo
off McGill. Yes. It was the left center. I'm like, I didn't understand that, why they kept saying that. But anyways, I digress. This last one, this one's up and in. Max is like, no way he just got to that. The ball's up and in off the plate, and he got to it. And then the next one when he went oppo was just crazy. I think it was 98 down and away, and he just right there. I mean, I just don't know what you do. You know, Smoltz kept saying, pitch him away. Well, Dominguez pitches him away, and he goes oppo. I don't know what you do unless you walk him when he gets locked in like this. So the real question for me is, did he win an MVP tonight if the Dodgers win the World Series just by going 9 for 9, getting on base? Did he just win the MVP for the World Series by just one game?
It certainly puts him in a nice position, but I think we need to see what happens the rest of the series, right? I mean, What if the Blue Jays make a little run here the next couple days and then Yamamoto throws up another CG?
Yeah, I mean, if he does another CG, then you can go ahead and give it to the trophy's going back to Japan, but it's going back on Yamamoto's plane, not on Shohei's plane.
Dude, he was ready to go 9 tonight, this morning, depending on where you're watching.
When he was warming up, I went into the app and I locked in MVP Yamamoto. It was paying out like plus 900. So I was like, yep, Lock it in. If this dude comes in and throws 1 inning and gets this win, that would be just ridiculous.
I have some questions about the pitching decisions and heroes in this one too, like a Will Klein. Quick mention, everyone that's watching right now, just hit a subscribe if you can. That would be sweet. Appreciate you. Foul Territory live 1 to 3 Eastern every single day. West Coasters, I know a lot of you are up. I also threw this in the chat. I was like, if you're an East Coaster, where are you watching from right now? You up? Baseball the way it should be covered. Please subscribe. All right, back to the action here. So, AJ, Will Klein was a superhero for the Dodgers out of the bullpen. He's
So was
never
Eric Lauer.
pitched that much.
Let's
So
not
was Eric
forget Eric
Lauer.
Lauer. I mean, Eric
That's
Lauer
good.
is going to get lost
I
in this.
mean-
Eric Lauer went 4 2/3, 2 hits.
He's
No
a former
runs.
starter, though. I mean, he was
I
a starter for a
don't-
good
but
chunk of this
still.
year.
I don't care. Like he pit against this lineup. Like you can say whatever you want. The Blue Jays had some of their big guns. Not Springer goes down, Bichette's out. They had to make some moves for some other things. They lose Alejandro Kirk for a pinch runner. So right, so they had to make some moves. Barger was out. They had to make some moves. But Lauer went up against the heart of this Dodgers lineup and went 4 2/3 with 2 hits and didn't give up any runs. I mean, yes, what Will Klein did was unbelievable, and let's not forget Enriquez and Sheehan too, 2 2/3. Okay, there's a lot of guys. Hoffman gave him 2 innings tonight. There's a lot. I mean, this whole line of bullpen guys was unbelievable for both teams. But when you talk about pitching, Glasnow 4 2/3, then you go Bonda a third, Trinan a third, Dreyer a third, Kershaw a third. There's 4 of your guys that, and especially Kershaw, can give you some length. They all pitched a third of an inning. So they kind of put themselves behind the 8 ball, and they're lucky that Will Klein gave an epic performance because otherwise, I don't know where they would have been because it was 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Now, I know Dave Roberts thought they'd score at some point, but you got to also have that contingency. And I thought the Blue Jays did a nice job with Lauer giving them that make by kind of saving them. Now, no one could predict it's going to go 18 innings, but I thought the Blue Jays did a good job with their bullpen.
Yeah, they did a good job with their bullpen. I don't think they did a good job with their lineup card because that ends up being an issue, right? I mean,
Yeah,
they were down
Springer,
a lot of guys.
okay. Yeah, but Springer goes down, okay?
Yes,
Nothing you
he's
can do
hurt.
about that.
He's getting checked
Okay.
out now, yep.
Kirk, you have to pinch run for at some point. That's the one problem with Alejandro
You
Kirk.
have to, AJ? Do you?
Yes, because
Okay.
because I forget where he was, but at some point, yeah,
First.
you're hoping that he was at first. You hope that he scores on someone hits a double and you score, right? And then you run into Bo Bichette had to come out because you ran. I think they ran for him, didn't they? Because like we talked about on FT, he was basically on a rehab assignment, right? And imagine if
Bo
he had to
makes
play
sense.
18 innings. Okay.
Yeah.
So I forget why they took Barger out. I don't know what happened.
I don't know. That one was questionable.
I forget why they.
from what
I mean, that
recall.
was. I don't even know what inning that was in. Let's
Yeah.
see. Barger, Ty France came in. Schneider came in. Heineman pinch runner. Oh, Straw pinch ran for him. Again, it was another pinch runner situation. So I
mean,
get it.
Dude,
I
Barger's
get
not
it.
slow.
I don't know.
I know he's not
Listen,
fast. He's not Straw, but like.
I mean, my
you're
favorite
just
part of
knocking
these
the whole
games.
lineup out?
My favorite part of these games is going through the lineup and looking. There's always one guy that had that game, Kratz. Can you guess who the guy was that was 0 for 7 tonight? There was a guy that went 0 for 7 in this game.
I know exactly who it was. It was my lock, Max Muncy.
I'm not laughing at you, Max. I'm laughing at your lock.
Of course, Kratz is locked.
Uh,
That's so bad. That's so
Clement
bad.
it's not even-
Clement 1 for 8. I mean, it's yeah. I mean, there's always that one, and Pages was 0 for 5 before he got taken out for call. So it's
don't
always
think
that one
Pages-
guy.
I don't think Pages comes out of the lineup. I mean, we talked about on the show, struggle with offense late in the game. Like, he stays in there. The dude runs the balls down in center field. Like, there's just sorry, you can't take him out. I get it. He went 0 for 5 tonight, but I'm still sticking with him because for the most part, the boys are pitching. So we need all the defense we can get.
Funniest line, there's a few things I want to bring up. Yes, it was one of the most exciting and most exhausting games. And also I want to make sure we give love to, the beginning / middle. Like the game, obviously, I think got a little crazy with the swings like we were talking about in extras. But before that, there were so many memorable moments that were occurring. But to go back to a funny line, I just remembered this. I mean, we get word that Doc Roberts was considering a position player after Will Klein until Yamamoto volunteered. Can you imagine if Miguel Rojas was pitching in this game? World Series on the line, right? A huge game 3. I was like, obviously we were texting all night, our whole group, but we're like, no way they're putting a position player in this game right now.
No. I think it's a situation where Doc wasn't going to be the one to go to Snell, Yamamoto, any of those. He wasn't going to be the one to go to those guys and say, yeah, like I need you to throw for me. He needed one of them to step up and say it, because he would never be able to live with himself if one of those guys got hurt because he went to them.
So Blake Snell probably threw already today, like a throw day for him if he pitched game 1. Is that why he wouldn't be someone that could volunteer an inning or two?
I would say it was his pen. I would say he threw his side today. So
okay,
you're not going to have him get hot again.
Right. And
I will Yamamoto's day is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or even Yamamoto might even be pushed farther because they'll have that off day there too.
Right. And I mean, I think it's worth pointing out, AJ, we had talked about this like a week or two ago, Yamamoto coming off the last complete game, like, has he done it a lot in Japan? He had done it a ton of times in Japan. I mean, pitchers train differently in Japan. And obviously Yamamoto is a freak, but I would not have been surprised if they needed 4 or 5 innings from him. Like if he just would have kept going, because it's at this point so important, right? It's a pivotal game 3 and they'll figure it out. And they have, a deep starting staff. That's the thing. But we were starting to speculate what was going to happen going forward here. And then going back just to some earlier parts in the game, AJ, a favorite defensive moment? For me, a few that stand out are multiple Edman throws that were money, definitely making up for the tough error, and the Vlad play in the bottom of the 6th when he threw that little dart over to Clement.
No, I mean the two Edman plays to me were awesome. The Vlad had a nice. Vlad didn't hit, but Vlad had a nice game defensively, and the running of the bases on that Bichette double. Well, it should have been a double, it was a single. Because he can't run, where he scored from that on that ball down the right field line. I thought Vlad had a all around really good game. The play he made on the throw was a great throw. I thought the base running was great. The 2 plays by Edman were unbelievable. The one where he slid and then popped up and threw the guy out at third, and then also on the relay throw that kept the game tied. I thought this was just a really, really well played. Well, then the other one they had where they threw Freddie at home too was awesome. Barger just came up. Oh my gosh! Oh wow! The best part of that was he like took his time and he's like, "You're so out," and he came up and threw it. I think 99. They said. I mean, that was perfect. No hops. Kirk catches it, and poor Fred was like, "I'm not fast Freddy right now. I'm out."
Hey, nope. I mean, go ahead, Kratz. I was just going to say Alejandro Kirk getting Shohei Ohtani caught stealing in the bottom of the 9th, I thought was pretty money with the exchange for our catchers here.
That was legit. Now, he would have been safe had he stayed on the base. But the pick by Ernie Clement, like I get it. Most first basemen don't come off and are able to make that throw, especially like falling down. Ernie Clement was just like, it was a pick. It was a short hop. And he, instead of like the whole like Olay come up with it and then have to come down, he was just smooth right into the tag. Like there were so many awesome plays, and had the Dodgers lost this game, it could have been, kind of a karma game for them for saying what they said about the Yankees. They'll make some base running mistakes. They'll make some fielding errors, but you know what? They came back and they won the game. So nobody can say a word.
That's right. They have Freddie. Yeah, Freddie. He did it. For the Blue Jays. So AJ, how does a team like Toronto bounce back from this? Obviously, the Dodgers are feeling high. Ohtani's lined up, and then you can re-rack the rotation. You feel great about that. I think, if anything, too, for LA, it's a good confidence boost for a bullpen that was very limited in terms of circle of trust. And on the Toronto side, I mean, Bo Bichette had some nice moments tonight, but like you said, I mean, he's probably not going to play all 3 games here. Now George Springer's hurt, right side. You're thinking probably oblique. I mean, that lineup's getting beat up right now.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, good thing Bichette didn't go all 18 tonight. But he'll be in there tomorrow. Kirk will be in there tomorrow. I don't know what they're going to do with Springer. I mean, all their guys are going to be back in there tomorrow, ready to go. But yeah, man, it stinks. You don't want to see anybody. Anytime anybody grabs like their side, it's I've been there, done that. It sucks. So I think that this one hurts. George Springer, not the presence, and how many times did it come up tonight? They kept talking about it. And here's Springer, and it was Ty France, or it was David Schneider, Mr. Mustachio, right? Instead of George Springer in those moments. And don't think the Dodgers didn't see that either. And don't think the Dodgers also didn't look and be like, oh, there's no Kirk. Oh, there's no Bichette. Nothing against these other guys. I know they're big leaguers. But it's not the same. It's a presence. It's a thing, man, when those real guys are in there.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. Wait, let's step aside for a quick sec. Quickie break. Give us 60 seconds to re-rack, and then we'll keep rolling here on the postgame show. This episode is brought to you by Square. Your favorite neighborhood spots run on Square. Square is a proud partner of more than 4 million neighborhood businesses around the world. These businesses are what make the neighborhood the neighborhood. You and I are both in Orlando, and I see Square all the time at those awesome farmers markets around town.
And a lot of restaurants in general just have this to where they have the little thing plugged into their phone, and you stick your card in it, and wham, bam, we're out. It's cool. It's a way for local businesses to make money and make it easy on not only them, but also on me, the consumer, because Lord knows I'm not making or selling anything.
No, and it's a tap, or on your phone, you double click.
You can even insert your chip if you want to, swipe it. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's changed the game. You can go to square.com/go/foul to learn more. But before you do, go support your favorite neighborhood spot. You'll be happy that you did. Again, square.com/go/FOUL to learn more. Square, see you in the neighborhood. Get after it, FT fam. We're back. It's the FT Live postgame show. Yes, we're live right now for those of you watching, and there's about 3,000 live in the chat. We love that. It's presented by Fox One, and you can watch the rest of the World Series, obviously, on the new Fox One app. Game 3 MVP, we closed the poll. 40% going to Will Klein, 39% to Shohei, 19% to Freddie, 2% to Lauer. There were some in the chat that were like, how do you not give it to the guy that hits the walk-off? I mean, in most cases, that is what you do, but this game was weird.
By the way, I love. They kept talking about this. There's a couple things that we need to dig into. One, Will Klein has thrown more than 30 pitches. They kept saying it, and everyone keeps talking about it. But he threw numerous times this year. He went over 30 pitches in a game. He never got to 60s, but he did throw over 30. So everyone's like, "Oh, he's never thrown 30 pitches." That's not true. And he also did it last year. So thank you, Mark, and you know who you are for that. And then I checked it, and he's right. But then also, did we even forget about the Bo Bichette thing that happened in the second inning? Like, have you ever seen that? Kratz? Like, that happened so long ago that people don't even remember that Bo Bichette was. Listen, Mark Wegner has a slow call, but you can hear him verbally say strike, right? And so that's the Varsho kind of tricked his base runner into getting picked off in one of the weirdest plays I've ever seen. But I mean, people forget. And then I think then Kirk got the hit, so they would have scored a run there. So that it would have been different. I don't know. I don't know if Bichette would have scored. I think he would have, though.
Yeah, that's why I'm not sure. He didn't hit it super hard, but it wasn't like a bleeder either. Because
Varsho was going to his left. Mateo was going to his left. You know, that's usually an easy send for the third base coach. Even for someone like me and you, we could have scored on that.
Yeah, but we weren't limping quite as bad as Bo was. I still think Bo could beat us in a race. Just saying.
Yeah, Mark Wegner had a rough day. We'll get the umpire report tomorrow. But some are built to last. it's so late. I'm forgetting his name, but I love him. Who's the guy who did your Game 5 ALDS, AJ?
Alan Porter. He's behind the
Alan
plate tomorrow.
Porter. Alan Porter's a G. He's so good. And he's going to make Mark Wegner look bad. I mean, Porter went 18 innings and he was really sharp. Mark Wegner had so many misses that I feel like people started to, I don't want to say not care, but they were just like, yeah, I mean, this guy's missing left and right. Especially late. It was like missing
Wegner?
way up, missing way down. What?
As Hawk once said, Wegner, what are you doing? And if you haven't seen it, YouTube it, kids. It's a great moment in White Sox history. Wegner, what are you doing? When he threw out Jose Quintana for throwing at Ben Zobrist.
Man. Well, now he's
I
calling
may or
all
may
the-
not have had some. I may or may not have been in the middle of that. I'm just saying.
calling one of the most
Wegner, what
important-
are you doing?
Ridiculous. Yeah, it was rough for him all evening. And I mean, you know, this is like the precursor that we're getting here right at the buzzer. These are the last few World Series games that will ever be all called by humans. This is it. We're never going back. If anything, there's a chance that at some point a robot calls all of the pitches. But for now, next year, can you imagine if this game occurred a year from now? AJ, we would have had 50
A lot of these.
challenges.
There would have been a lot of
Show
these.
AJ.
going on. A lot of these.
Concussions.
50 challenges.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there would have been a lot of these. Yeah, there was in big spots too, but there was a lot of challenges also, like on plays in the field that I didn't know or think were necessary. So there was like the guy was out. It looked like they were clearly out. They're clearly safe, and there were some challenges. But you know, hey, you got them. You might as well use them.
Yeah,
Did you
even the
notice that
catcher blocking
was-
the plate, I'm like, yeah, that's not going to be a thing on this one.
There was some crew chief reviews. I love that they just went straight to the crew chief review. Later in the game, they were just, I think it was like 2 or 3 of them. Like, don't even like make the team use their challenge. Like, hey, you know what? Maybe it's close. We got to check. Just getting it right. So kudos to them. Kudos to the umpires that were standing the entire game. They don't go and get to sit down during the Jonas Brothers concert. They're standing. That's all they're doing. Maybe one of them leans on a fence or something, but they're sore out there. And Mark Wegner, he gets the day off tomorrow.
Yeah, Justin Bieber, I think, was in the MLB suite, and I was like, is he about to go out there mid-15 and do a performance just to see if it freezes anyone? Hey, you got to think about it now. You just don't know. MLB, you never know what to expect. A couple questions. Can we throw that one back on there? The super chat question. Love that. Rolo. If Dodgers are up 3-1 in the series and game 5 is close, would they pitch Yama in late innings to close out the game in the series, keeping them from going back to Toronto like they did with Buehler last year? So AJ, we're going way ahead, but
no.
what do you think?
I'm gonna say no to. I'm gonna say no to that one. Now, would they use a glass now or something like that? Possibly, yes. But I'm gonna say no, just because you kind of have to play the long game. The difference is last year, I think the Dodgers were better equipped to do a bullpen game than they are this year. So by using Buehler, they felt better about it. So I'm going to say no just for that fact. And I believe that, and I've said this, storybook ending, they have a big lead, game 5, Clayton Kershaw comes in and closes it out and ends his career as a World Series champion. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it would be really awesome if that's how it went down. And by the way, also tonight, they were like, that could be Clayton Kershaw's last game ever pitching. Why? Like, what if they have to use him later? Like, I don't understand what they're like, just writing people off. I don't know.
Well, he's not in like that immediate circle for them. So I do think they want him to have a moment, and that could have been the moment, right? If we look and that ends up being his moment, bases loaded, and he gets them out of it, I think he'll take that.
Yeah, but I mean, it was, you don't write off guys like that. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, but the bigger question I got for y'all is Shane Bieber actually warmed up and he's pitching tomorrow. Do you think that affects him more? What affects you more, running the bases 9 times or actually warming up if you're the starting pitcher the next day? Because I don't know.
We'll see. We'll know. We'll know in about, well, hopefully not 24 hours because I don't think I can do another one of these. But We'll know in the next 21 hours which wears them out, which wears you out more.
How much warming up though? Like we don't know. I mean, I'm
He
sure
was
they'll
he
ask.
was throwing. Like he was throwing. The fact that he was in the bullpen with spikes on throwing means he was like they showed him on the mound. He wasn't just down there doing the old with the cords, there's the beer cans, the pour out the beer cans, all that stuff. He was actually throwing on the mound, so he warmed up to some extent.
Will Klein not available most likely tomorrow. Roki
You mean
Sasaki, in all
tomorrow or
seriousness,
next year?
29 pitches or today, whatever. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's tough for him. But yeah, he pitched a ton. So it'll be interesting to see who can eat up some serious innings, Shohei and Bieber, in this next matchup. We'll do a lot of previewing. Other pitch counts, Henriquez 30, Sheehan 37. I mean, a good joke by our crew behind the scenes. Like if this was a regular season game, half these guys would be optioned. They would just be doing your favorite shuttle Kratz and getting a whole new bullpen ready for the next day. I mean, it's the World Series. Guys are going to do what they have to do, but we have 2 more games in a row coming up.
Yeah, it is. This is the worst time for this to happen for either team.
Mm-hmm.
If it happened on game 5 or it happened on game 2, it'd be a little different. But we're in it now, so it's definitely going to be. I don't think there's going to be another Will Klein moment, but it's definitely going to be something. It'll be interesting to see how Yamamoto bounces back, to see what they're going to actually push Shohei to. Shohei's a monster. If anybody can do something crazy, it's Shohei. But how much are they going to push him? He was on base 9 times. 9 times, and now they're going to expect 6 innings out of him? That might not be enough, because I don't think you can get more than maybe an inning out of out of Sasaki. I doubt it's even that much. I would be surprised if he pitches tomorrow night.
My only thing is I think that some bullpen dudes with the Dodgers suddenly are like, okay, I'm good. Like, I'm back, right? I mean,
Who?
Edgardo Henriquez, for example. Like, he looked like a mess in the wild card, but, like, he's got great stuff. I mean, he's 102. If he knows where it's going, AJ, you catch him on a good week, it's good stuff. So he might be like, okay, I'm dialed. I'm good now. I mean, he wasn't even on the roster after that. Now he's back, right? He wasn't on the roster, at least for one round, if not both, in between that time period. And now you get to see him, and you're like, okay. Like, they still believe in him long term. He just had a bad outing.
They'll be fine tomorrow. Because, again, Kershaw a third of an inning, Trinan a third of an inning, Dreyer a third of an inning. They got some dudes. I think Roki can go back. If a game gets out of hand, well, you'll definitely see Henriquez. You could probably see Sheehan again. I think they're both these bullpens are going to be fine. You're going to need some minutes. I actually worry more about, like I said, the Blue Jays, because Bieber and what he had to warm up, and then he wasn't great. So they're going to need some outs out of him. So that's going to be the key, is where do they find the outs out of their starting pitcher for both these teams. So we'll see how it goes. But what a game tonight! What a game tonight! What a game! I mean,
what a game!
How many
Dominguez,
times?
27 pitches.
Do you hit a homer? Do you hit a homer and get 4 hits, and you're not even in the top discussion about MVP of the game? Teo had 4 hits. I feel like we kind of glossed over that too much. A guy that didn't have any hits, I think, going into today's game. Maybe I'm wrong on that.
Right. No, you're right. 0 for 7, 5 Ks entering, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
4 hits.
But that was like a game. That was like a game ago now. But yes, credit to Teo finding it a little bit. Yeah, I mean, there were great moments earlier on in this game. Hey, they took out Mad Max and he didn't complain, and then Flaherty kind of blew it there, right? Gave up a couple runs, 4-4. Jays go back up. Ohtani to the rescue. I mean, just craziness. What we'll do is we'll do a lot more recapping for the 1:00 show later today on FT, but I was just finishing up some pitch counts. Little 29, Jeff Hoffman 33 pitches. Like, it's going to be entertaining to watch the next one here between these two. Some notes on our way out, and then I have one fun note to finish with. But Dodgers territory post show is live right now, so if you want to watch that, go to it, or we can redirect you to it once we are officially done in the next couple minutes. We're on tomorrow. Top of the show, Kevin Burkhardt from Fox joining us. Jack Harris giving us Dodgers perspective. He's always one of the favorites that we bring on. What else am I missing for tomorrow? There was something else that I was supposed to be doing. I forgot. But anyway, I moved that. That's another topic. My flight in a few hours is now going to be after the show, and then I'll get down for the post-game show. Game 4 post-game show we will do. So I want to let everyone know that it will hopefully not be at 3 a.m. There you go. Game 4, Shohei Ohtani pitching. Alejandro Kirk back in action, as he only played about a half a game. And we'll go over anything that we didn't get to. I'll kind of think about anything else that we didn't touch on in the FT show that we're doing on whatever day it is today afternoon. And lastly, you know what the loopy chat is buzzing about? When I mentioned, and someone else mentioned Justin Bieber, they were like, anyone catch Bieber sitting next to Gary Sheffield?
And they didn't even mention Sheffield on a baseball show. They're like, Justin Bieber, and then they went on to the next one.
Former Dodger Gary Sheffield. Yeah.
Former FT poker fan, Gary
That's
Sheffield.
right. Yeah. Chef's a regular.
I saw Chef on Saturday. He was telling me, he's like, I couldn't go to Toronto, so I'm going to LA for the 3 games. So, yeah, he was sitting there.
Next time we have him on, we got to ask what that conversation was like.
Yeah, for sure.
Who has more street credit, Gary Sheffield or Justin Bieber?
Oh, Chef by far. It's not close. All right, that's it. Let's close the book. Everyone go to bed, kind of. Fox 1, thank you for sponsoring this post-game show and all of our post-game shows rest of the postseason, because they're showing the World Series, and you can find that on the brand new Fox 1 app. QR code. You know what? Just to be nice to us too, if you have it already, just visit that website to support FT. That's what they look at. Okay, so hit that. 7-day free trial is there for you. If you have it already, great. That's maybe how you're watching the World Series, and we love it. We'll see everyone 1 o'clock Eastern time, normal show on FT on whatever day it is right now.